Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you've decided to come back. I'm Megan, the faithful fibromyalgia warrior, and you are looking at a video of me making some bacon for my evening meal. It's pretty amazing, I think, how much things can change in just 20 and within just a day, not even 24 hours. As you can see here from my phone in the background, that the sun is shining. But the day didn't start out like this. Nope. It started off at about 13 degrees and it was just chucking down and raining pretty much the whole entire day. And the thing about that is, incredibly, God changed the weather, right? I just was thinking about how, we do need rain, don't want to have hose pipe bans, don't want to have any kind of drought over here. Just realizing how lucky I am to live here in Colchester, which is part of the driest. We are in the driest area of England. I would dare say the UK, and we have a sign down in the local park near our castle, and it says that we have as much annual rainfall as Lebanon and Israel. So, which is not a lot. And I don't know, it just got me to thinking how you start off, and sometimes if it's a bad day, it's just a reminder that it doesn't always have to stay like that. It doesn't have to stay as a bad day. It doesn't have to stay as a challenging time, that everything passes. And crazy, it just reminded me, as much as I understand that in my head, right? And as much as I pray about that and ask God for strength during those times that are challenging, when they actually happen, it's crazy how quickly I can forget that. And it wasn't as if anything bad even happened today. It just woke up and it was rainy. And, I think that might be a bit of a better shot. I don't know. But I don't know. It's crazy how I let that whole moment just, in some ways, rob me of joy. I thought, oh, great, it's pouring out. No, I can't go anywhere, nothing to do. I'm left with myself. And isn't that sometimes when we find things the most challenging? I don't know. Certainly is the case with me, when I have to face myself, face my struggles, face my own demons, if you will, my own addictions, my own challenges. Then that's suddenly life does become difficult, because my way of trying to deal with things for a long time was avoidance, or trying to fill my life with things that weren't going to help me, which is why I struggled with bulimia for decades, which is why, I struggled with addictions to carbs and starches and sugar and caffeine. Never nicotine, no, but whatever our addiction is, whatever our struggle is, that's the reason why we do it, because it gives us a feeling of, I don't know, for me, when I was at the worst of my bulimia, the crazy thing is, I felt like that's when I had the most control, because I could control, I could severely restrict, I was in charge of my binging and purging. And yet the truth is, the more I felt in control, the less control I actually had. And I'll draw this parallel because for me it's true, but the more I thought I was going to take control of my own life and I was going to determine what I would do with it, and the more I tried to put God to the side, yeah, the less control I had, the less I was doing what I thought I was meant to do. Because what's that saying? You want to see God, if you want to make God laugh, tell him what your plans are. Because it's true. If you had told me 12 and a half years ago that I would leave my home country of Canada, move to England, and essentially we would raise our kids here, I'd say, you're crazy. And yet, here we are, you know? But what I came to realize recently is that if I'm not putting my focus on God first and taking care of my physical health, my mental well-being, my spiritual and emotional state, if that stuff isn't being dealt with, then you know what? If I'm not putting that stuff first, if I'm not figuring out why I'm struggling or what I need to do differently, sorry, I'm just turning over the bacon so it's extra crispy, then you know what? My goodness, if that's the case, then I'm filling my life with other things. I'm avoiding whatever's a challenge, and that's never healthy. And for me, I realized it was constantly going out and buying clothes. Now, let me clarify this, okay? There's nothing wrong with buying new clothes. Of course not. And there were some things that I actually did need. You know, I've lost a lot of weight on keto. And as a result of, losing about 65 pounds, I'm down, I think almost, 4 or 6 dress sizes, which is a lot, and that, yay, great, and obviously the reducing the inflammation, having the reduction in my fibromyalgia, brain fog, having better mental clarity, ability to remember and focus on things, like my brain is feeling it's a lot more sharp and focused, which has allowed me to connect with God. That's amazing. And that's all important. And there's nothing wrong with, I needed clothes that fit me properly. But I reached the point where that was my comfort zone. That's all I wanted to do, was shop. Not because I needed a new pair of trousers or a new pair of jeans because I had something that didn't fit. It's just, oh, that's cute. I like that. I want that. I'm going to buy it. And it's not even so much that I couldn't afford it, because I could. It's not, just to let you know, it's not like it's vast sums of money. I prefer to do all my shopping in charity shops, other than, your undergarments, underwear, bras, that type of thing. Those I buy new, okay? But outside of that, everything else, why would I spend 40 pounds on a dress or more when I can get one in brand new condition for under 10 pounds? Why would I do that? But I had to start asking myself, do I actually need a 4th sundress? Do I actually need, 6 pairs of shorts or 8 tank tops or whatever it was? And the answer is no, I didn't. I wanted it because for that brief moment, it felt good. I could wear all these cute clothes. And part of me was afraid, like, what if I suddenly gain the weight back and I can't wear it ever again, right? What if I suddenly something happens and I can't wear this weight and I can't wear the dress? I have to prove to myself that I'm still thin, that I still lost the weight, that I'm still healthy and I'm still in shape. And that just became crazy, like completely nuts crazy. Because did it really matter at the end of the day? Does it really matter? No, not really. Right? And there's that fine line between I am healthier than I've ever been in my entire life, right? Mentally, physically, and most importantly, spiritually. However, and there's nothing wrong. I'm like, oh, I can wear this dress. It fits me now. I can wear these cute clothes. And it's part of it, and some of this is probably stuff that you guys could identify with, especially if you come from any kind of eating disorder background, is that it takes a long time for our brains to catch up with our bodies. In other words, we might have lost all this weight, but it takes time before our brains go, oh, you are that small now, versus constantly thinking in our heads that we are still overweight or obese or morbidly obese or whatever the case might be. Sorry, my hair's doing weird fuzzy things today, right? And it takes such a long time for the brain to connect with the reality of what we look like physically. So it's exciting to be able to buy all these cute tops and shorts and jeans, but the thing is, the truth of it is, some of the stuff I've worn once and then decided, the style doesn't really suit me, or I'm really not a big fan of it after all, or maybe I didn't really want to get this. Why did I spend, oh, it only cost me 2 pounds, but really, is it me? Nah, not so much. And yeah, so I kept, I'm going through my closet and digging out all the different shoes all the different shoes I own, kind of going, well, I've worn these twice in 2 years, and maybe I should donate them to charity, or this doesn't really fit, or I'm not really a fan of how this looks on me. I'm going to get rid of it. And which is fine. But what I realized was that I would get rid of stuff I either didn't wear or it didn't fit, but then I just used that as an excuse to buy something else to replace it with. And again, there's nothing wrong necessarily with obviously with buying clothes and buying shoes. And because I prefer to buy my stuff at charity shops, I'm recycling in the best possible way, other than undergarments, like bras and underwears and socks. Other than that, everything I buy secondhand, for a much better price. And that's great. But then for me, it becomes really easy to say, oh, well, these items are only £1 each. I'll grab 5 tops, or they're clearing out some of their summer stock. So I'll buy stuff for next year. And it's as if, I don't know, it's as if it gives me a sense of control and power. But it's weird because it only lasts a few minutes. I don't know if it's the fact of the shopping, if it's because I'm shopping and I'm able to buy, really cute clothes that fit that I could never wear before. I'm not sure what it is, but I realized, I had just been replacing one addiction with another. And I guess that's what I'm sharing with you guys is that, look, I'm not saying I have all the answers at all. In fact, I know I don't, but I do know that is something that can easily happen. So if you're here in this space because perhaps you're hoping to get help with your own recovery with your eating disorder, and hopefully what I share is helpful. That is the whole reason I'm sharing. Not because I've got all the answers and I've got it all sorted out, but that I'm making my way through the best way that I can myself. And if I can help you along the way, then amen for that. But I realized I had taken my obsession with food, with binging and purging and weighing and measuring. Once I was ready, I had to stop doing that. When I started keto, I found I was able to, right? But I had to give up my addiction to carbs and sugar, and I did not give up all my caffeine. I'm sorry, there are certain vices I'm really having a hard time with trying to give up, so I didn't. But I had to give up carbs and sugar, and I replaced that with a lot of caffeine, which I knew was also not great for me, so I cut back on caffeine. So when I started losing the weight, instead of, relying on sugar and junk food for comfort, my new comfort was, I get to buy new clothes. So I was constantly finding an excuse to go into the thrift stores and charity shops to buy clothes, whether I needed them or not. And then at the end of every season, I would do a massive clear out and start over again. And again, I don't know if it's the actual clothing items that were making me feel I'm in control, I have some kind of power, or the fact of being able to buy it, or being able to fit into it. I don't know which it was. But it was like there was this panic button, like, oh, this could go away at any moment. Now, the crazy thing is I've been weight stable for 1.5 years. And that's not going to change because I'm not going ever off this way of eating. I feel so much better for it. But I realized that part of the issue, the biggest part of the issue, is that in some ways, because of the anxiety that I deal with, I'm trying to grab control wherever I can. And the thing is, ultimately, I'm not in control. God's in control, whether I want him to be or not. Oh, he'll let me think I am, and he'll let me make all my mistakes and bad decisions, but ultimately, he's in control. And when I stop and remember that, actually, I find it helps a lot. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Life is great. You know what? In spite of that, I finally saw that I was feeling this unbelievable urge to constantly go into town. And it was never enough to just get a coffee or sit and read my Kindle in one of the coffee shops. I always had to go into a charity shop and look at stuff that I could potentially buy. And I would feel disappointed if I didn't buy a new dress or new jeans or whatever it was, right? And what I've come to realize is that I can't do that. What I'm trying to run from is that I felt so out of control for so long. I need to trust that not only is keto helping me keep control of my physical health and helping towards my mental well-being, but it's given me such clarity that I now have spiritual health and well-being. And that's incredible to me. And it might seem like a stretch to some of you, but honestly, for me, this is what I believe to be absolutely true. God used the Holy Spirit and nudged me towards finding keto, which allowed me to improve upon my fibromyalgia symptoms and other pain that I dealt with, to have reduced brain fog so that I could actually turn around and focus on Him again. So being clear-minded is what helps me with my walk with God. So for me, the two things have to go hand in hand. And I'm not perfect, and it's not like I've arrived and I have no struggles, because clearly from what I've just shared, I do. And I have to work on not trying to take one addiction and turning it into another one. And that's a challenge. You guys can please keep me in your prayers and your thoughts. I'm going to be working really hard to not fill my life with clothes and shoes and items. Again, there's nothing wrong with buying them, especially if you need them. But when I'm doing that as a way to try to fill that hole in my life, well, that's the problem. And it's never going to work. So I'm hoping that, if this has helped you in any way, please let me know. If this is encouraging you guys in any way, please let me know. You know what? If you guys have some similar struggles that you want to share, or, you guys want to chat, it'd be good to hear from you. Sorry, I'm just finishing cooking up my food over here. Sorry, that's the food sizzling in the background. But in all honesty and truth, if this can help you or somebody else please, 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 please share it wherever you want, on social media. I just want to help whoever I can. You know what? Again, I'm not looking to make any money out of this. I don't want to. I am not trying to make money from anybody. I know it's helped me. I know it's made a difference in my life, and I just want to share it with as many people as possible who will listen. So, thanks for all your love and support. If you have not yet subscribed, please do. Honestly, it would be so great if you did. Let's build community. And if you have already subscribed, thank you. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. And again, please share this with anybody you think it might help. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you soon in the next video. Bye for now.